Muriel will be reading this first selection for Graduate Award of the Year, and this is a very special award that we just started last year for the first time, okay, this particular one, because this is from a nomination for Outstanding Veteran Graduate of the Year, okay, Outstanding Veteran. And the nominee has to meet certain criteria. They have to have been out in the workforce over a year using the skills that they've learned at the particular firm where, at the particular school where they studied. They have to be proficient in what they've done. They have to be performing at an excellent high level of capacity, and they have to be able to run the gauntlet to be selected, because there are many, many of these that are put in by schools throughout the state, and we have one person that we can honor. There are many that we would love to honor, okay, because they're so good. But a committee, and this, remember last night, you saw all those folks lined up over here, the planning committee? This is not a selection of 1 or 2 or 3 people. This is the entire planning committee that gets together, that reviews all of these, studies them carefully, does their homework, and then meets together to make the decision as to who these recipients are going to be, because these are very special awards to us. So, at this point, I'd like to turn the microphone over to our president, who will make the first award.
Okay. When we read these each year, we want to give it to everyone, because every story is so touching and so important. And the other day, I was telling a friend of mine about the awards, and I started telling her about some of the people, the stories of the people who had won them over the years. I didn't always remember the people's names, but I remembered the stories. And she was just amazed. She said, "How do you remember it?" I said, "Because these people are people that we have changed lives. We have made them self-sufficient, feeling good about themselves, supporting their families, and I've been a small part of that, and how could you ever forget it?" So it really, since we started these every year, it's very, very meaningful. It's meaningful that we get together. It's meaningful that we go to the workshops. We learn so much from our guest speakers, but this is the heart of it. This is the heart of it. This is why we get out of bed every day and go to work, because we are turning people's lives around, and we get to honor just a few of them each year. This is a veteran who went to school on the post-9/11 GI Bill. It is our honor to nominate Outstanding Graduate and United States Navy Veteran, Mr. Chad Spencer. Chad joined Lincoln Tech in 2013 after serving in the United States Navy across the U.S. and for months at a time at sea. In 2001, he joined the Navy and trained as a mechanic's mate. This is where he uncovered his natural aptitude for hands-on repair and preventative maintenance on mechanical systems. During his Navy career, he received 3 separate letters of accommodation awards from his captain for leadership and service. Chad took our entry-level automotive service technician position with both Saturn and Nissan, but he was hungry for more. Chad enrolled at Lincoln Tech in Whitestone, Queens, to enhance his techniques. On his first day at Lincoln Tech, his class was asked to join the weekly career service review meeting. The director, Kate Clymer, highlighted the previous day graduates, the positions they landed, and the companies that recruited them. Chad proudly spoke up and said, "I know this to be true." He remarked that graduate there, well, she's my wife, and those were her fellow classmates. While his wife, Stephanie Spencer, also United States Navy veteran, attended the automotive technology program, Chad put his career on hold to support his wife's education educational advancement and to raise their 2 young children full-time. Chad stated, after leaving the military, I joined Lincoln Tech to improve my techniques, but underestimated the time and dedication it would take to attend classes and still take time for my children. Chad continued, like working in the military, going to school and being a parent really takes all that you have. It was my wife and the instructors that kept me focused on the end goal, a career, a position that would allow me to take care of my family for the rest of my life. Mr. Dawkins is also a father, and to know that he did it and grew from an entry-level mechanic to now director of education was another motivating factor that prevented me from giving up. Chad was recognized early as a leader and inducted into the prestigious Honor Guard program. Automotive instructor and 8-year Army veteran Neil Shah shared, Chad Spencer was always willing to help out others, not only in schoolwork, but in life lessons. This is one of the main factors why Chad was nominated and won the Greater New York Automobile Dealers Association scholarships for veterans who served their country. Chad graduated from the Automotive Technology program in October 2014 with a 4.0 GPA and 100% attendance record. A man with a family and children. He was offered many positions, which included BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Manhattan Motor Cars. He accepted a position with Kawasaki Railcar. Chad still serves as a leader on the team that maintains the MTA trains and local transit fleets in New York City. This is the first time in Lincoln history that we witnessed a military husband and wife team so supportive of each other and so dedicated to their continued professional development. Mr. Chad Spencer is a veteran, husband, father, and an honor to know. Chad, bring your wife up with you. Come on.
On behalf of all of us from the Coalition of New York State Career Schools, it is our honor to make this wonderful presentation to Chad Spencer and, hold it up, Stephanie, look at it, from last year, our last year award winner, Stephanie Spencer. How special is that? Now it's photo time for a second, everybody. Outstanding. Both outstanding. Now wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Chad, yeah.
I just wanted to say that this is a real honor. I really didn't go out to really prove anything. I just, like I said, I wanted to support my family, my wife, my kids, and that's the main reason that I did what I did. So, again, thank you. I do appreciate it, and it is an honor.
And stay up front, everybody, from Lincoln Tech, because it is also our honor, as we always do, to also recognize the school with a nice certificate that we hope will be able to be on your wall alongside of the other certificate from last year, congratulating Lincoln Tech for the magnificent job of training and service that they've done. Get a little closer. Here we go. Excellent. Oh, he's not going to go away. We'll have more pictures later. You know, this is. He's here for the duration. He's not leaving until what time in the morning? He's here for the duration. Okay. All right. We're ready for our second nominee and second award winner. And ready to begin. This individual was raised by a traditional Puerto Rican family with a total of 8 siblings in the Bronx, New York. He was always able to find work, but not work that was truly fulfilling. He actually enjoyed cooking meals for his family, but never thought to pursue his passion in culinary arts. He married in 1976 and held many good jobs to support his growing family of 4 children, 4 boys, now aged 29 through 36. He was a good provider, good husband, and a loving father. But he had a vice that would change his life forever. He is now a recovering alcoholic who had experiences very severe for many years. Eventually, the habit spiraled out of control, began to affect stability at work, late to work constantly, no call, no show frequently, on and on and on. Rock bottom. Rock bottom was the day that even went so far as to do things that he wouldn't have done, for which he had to pay the price ultimately. Spent years in a situation that was a life-altering experience, especially for someone who was 57 years old. Still was unable to admit to the addiction at that point, being in denial. But then had some time to self-reflect and try to figure out how to get his life back on track and figure out how to prove to the family, once again, that he was willing and ready to change. When he returned home from that place where he had a couple of months to think about what to do and returned to his wife to share his realization and his newborn drive to really get clean, told Carmelo, get out. Marriage was basically shattered. It was then he realized that he had lost everything that he'd loved and that he had treasured. Then he began to seek help for his issue. He attended meetings daily, and he was determined to turn his life around and regain the respect and the love from his wife and his sons, and to rebuild what had been broken. With his determination, though, came fear. Fear that he was too old to pursue an education. Fear that he was too old to change careers. And he asked himself, who would hire a 58-year-old recovering addict with this type of experience, with this type of background? He was no quote-unquote spring chicken, as he would often joke, but he possessed an insatiable desire to beat his addiction, regain control of his life, and to reunite with the love of his life of 38 years. So at that point, he moved in with his father, who required round-the-clock care as he was suffering with Alzheimer's disease. But since he enjoyed cooking so much, he began to entertain the idea of pursuing cooking as a career. And while going to AA meetings, the doors began to open. He was referred to EPRA for the addiction. EPRA, in partnership with Access VR, Bronx office, Counselor Michelle Lashley, then referred him to the Culinary Tech Center in New York and to other schools. He made the choice to attend Culinary Tech Center. From the time he walked in the door, he felt welcomed and appreciated. He learned the skills and gained the confidence that he needed to continue on his path of recovery and perseverance. He excelled in all of his courses. He graduated with academic honors, and while in school became a chef's assistant for Culinary Tech Center's private events. While in school, he worked at Yankee Stadium for Legends Hospitality, and also took advantage of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work at the 48th Super Bowl football game in 2014. And next was his externship. Not just any site, but the fabulous Mercer Kitchen, one of Jean-Georges' restaurant group with world-renowned restaurants in the United States, French West Indies, Japan, China, and Dubai, who was asked to do a trial for 2 days before they would make the decision to take him as an intern. He was selected among many aspiring Jean-Georges fans competing for the same spot. Before he could complete his 200-hour externship, he was officially hired as a full-time prep cook. A year and a half later, in September 2015, he was recognized as the Employee of the Month by Jean-Georges and featured in the company's newsletter worldwide. He has regained his place in his family as a leader, and he's regained the love and respect of his children, his relatives, and his friends. He's reunited with his wife, continues on his journey. He's a true testament that, no matter what the age or circumstance, it is never too late to take control, persevere, and pursue happiness. And with that, Carmelo Cruz. Carmelo, come on forward, Carmelo, from the Culinary Tech Center. I'd like to invite Mr. Cruz's family to come forward as well, please. Mrs. Cruz, the family, whoever we have here from the Cruz family, please come forward. Please do come forward. Mr. Cruz?
I'm speechless, but I do want to thank my family and the Culinary Tech Center for being such a big support in me overcoming all the problems. They show me the way. The minute I walked into that school, there was so much family-like place. And Beverly and Adriana, the best in the world. Thank you to them. Thank you to my family. Thank you to you all.
Culinary Tech Center folks, come on forward too, please. Adriana, Beverly, get together with the family now. And we're going to take a couple of shots of this. Because these are just two special times. You don't get them that often. Bev, get a little closer. Here we go. Thank you so much. How about that? Muriel? Tough to top that.
Impossible to top. Just remember what was said here tonight. We're not the bad guys, we're the good guys.
Amen. But this is the choir. We have to do no preaching here, for sure. Thank you so much, Muriel. And one more round of applause for those outstanding award winners. Wow. Outstanding.